Welcome back to Navy Sports Magazine. Time to shine a light on Navy wrestling with team captain Nicholas Gil. You've won a lot of matches during your time here at the Academy. Do any of them stand out so far during the course of your career here?
I think probably my favorite match was just like a personal match for me was when I beat Army my freshman year. So just going back, before that I lost in the All Academy finals, and then it was a real close duel, and we were able to string together a bunch of like matches from me and Matt Miller and Michael Wolf just to get like the win, and it was pretty big for us because it was a really tight match. So
You've wrestled with some great guys during the course of your career here in that room. Any guys that stand out that maybe helped you directly along the way? Because look, this is an individual sport, and I know when you first show up that freshman year, it can be kind of a culture shock when you get into that kind of room with the kind of quality that ends up in there.
I think definitely just looking at the seniors when I was freshman, I like really look up to those guys a lot. Our team captain then was John Keck. I'm still in contact with him, and then Matt Miller and Michael Coleman were like great wrestlers that like I really enjoyed to like. They were a lot bigger than me. They like kind of bullied me around a little bit, but they're like great guys that I kind of learned a lot from it, I think.
How did you develop maybe your own leadership style? Because every captain is different. Every captain leads in a different way. You're good enough because your results speak for itself, so you can lead in that vein. But how did you develop your leadership style when obviously you were awarded the captaincy?
I think I still do. I rely a lot on like my classmates, John Carrera, Thomas Sott, Anthony Cable, Connor Doyle, Dino Mansard. I like rely a lot on those guys to like help me out and help me get like kind of. They kind of carry a little bit of the leadership as well, and just I try to like I guess like shine a positive light on guys that are doing it right, and like kind of guys that are leading by example, because we got a lot of leaders on the team. Like Jacob Allen leads like by example every day as a freshman, which is pretty awesome to see. So I think just like the team itself makes it a little bit easier for me. You know, they're doing the right thing constantly. So.
Is that almost where you, as the captain, have to initiate to them that, hey, your leadership and your ideas are welcome as part of leading this team as a whole?
Yeah, definitely. I think so.
As you all get ready now, obviously you've got Army still remaining, and obviously as you point toward the IWAs and NCAAs again, hopefully, you know, what is the key for you individually down the stretch here to make sure you stay at max efficiency here? Because as we know, a guy's not 100% pretty much after a couple of weeks into a wrestling season.
Yeah, definitely. Just I kind of told the guys this week that Saturday's the big day, so getting everything you need, whether that's like sleep and nutrition, just like stringing all the little things together to optimize your performance on Saturday. So that's like what we're really looking to do, and getting healthy is like a big part of it. Trying to maintain like the injuries and make sure nothing's like bothering you too much, I would say.
Going into enemy territory, how much tougher is it to wrestle up there as opposed to some of the other places that you wrestled during the course of the year? Because as we've seen over the last few years, they seem to take a little even extra pride now in trying to beat Navy in several sports and pull out all the stops in terms of support.
I've actually I've never really wrestled in West Point.
True.
So I did when I was when I was at NAPS, we wrestled MAPS there, and that wasn't. We won then, but I never actually wrestled up there. I'm super excited to get down there and wrestle. This like dual meet means a lot to me, being my senior year, but it just means a lot to the team. This is one of our biggest team goals is to beat Army this year, and we've been really striving every day throughout the season up until this point. So we're super excited. We're ready to go down there, and we're ready to go.
In terms of preparation individually as a wrestler, how much time do you spend on your opponent, maybe working with your coaching staff, on your potential opponent, and how much of it is strictly you dictating your plan to your opponent coming up on Saturday?
I think it's a little bit of both. What I think what I found the most useful for me as a wrestler is just like sitting down with Coach Neff or Coach Sheridan, one of my coaches, and just kind of looking at the opponent, but not like what they do, more of what I can do. what in my style will work against that opponent. So, I think I spend a decent amount of time doing that, but I think the majority of my time is spent on just stringing together my match and like not worrying too much about the opponent.
Can you believe 4 years of this is almost over?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think. Like this is. I remember Coach Lett said something yesterday, and it was like, "Can you believe you got like 5 weeks left?" And I was like, "No, it's pretty crazy." In the beginning of looking back 4 years, I was like, "Wow, I got 4 more years of wrestling." Now it's like I barely have any time left. So.
What's been the key for you to make it through all the way to the end of the journey? Because as you well know, not everybody does that.
Yeah, I think it's just the guys on the team. Just so many great guys. Like all my closest friends are on the team. Just like knowing that, and just like you kind of going through the grind with them, and you definitely like grow a close bond to them. And I think that's what I like value the most. Right now, like as a midshipman, just being on the team, just being one of the guys, and it's like definitely what's carried me through these 4 years for sure.
All right, great stuff. Best of luck to you and all your mates coming up against Army.
Thank you.
All right, Navy Wrestling Captain Nicholas Gil joining us here on the Navy Sports Magazine.